Hi guys, this video is going to introduce you to the Pencil Studio and give you your first assignment. So when I say studio, it basically means supplies that are open for you to use. So the Pencil Studio is in this black case, and if you need to get it out, you can ask the drawing captain or the security guard to get it out for you if you have my permission. And what it has in it is cases of pencils that when you open them up have full sets of pencils. There should be 5 of those, 2 sharpeners. These are what you call blending sticks. There's also eraser shields, and then there's what we call value charts, a value finder, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some experiments with these pencils so that you can learn what they do and have the first basic skills of creating some realistic drawings, okay? So the first thing I'm going to show you here is what I want you to write is the word value. Value means the lightness or darkness of a color. So at the top of your paper in your sketchbook, you're going to write value, the lightness and darkness of a color. So stop and do that now. Okay, after you've written value, the lightness and darkness of a color, you're then going to label each one of the pencils that are in the chart all the way down. 6H, 4H, 2H, H, F, HB, B, 2B, 4B, 5B, and 6B. Okay, so stop and do that now. You can pause the video. And the last thing you're going to set up is a value chart. So you are going to draw a large rectangle, the whole length of the paper that you have left, and you are going to create 10 sections. So you draw 4 lines and then draw a line through that. And here's what you are going to do for this studio experiment. The first thing I want you to do is to just simply see what these different pencils do and how they feel. So for 6B, take a 6B pencil. You can see the label of the pencils right there. And I just want you to create a little square beside the 6B and see what it feels like. Also, you can notice how I'm holding my pencil. I'm not necessarily holding it like how I write with it. I'm holding it to the side so that I can get the full capability of the lead. So after you finish the 6B, you'll go to the next pencil. You'll do the 5B. You'll do all of the pencils all the way up so you can feel the different, they're all different types of lead. B generally means a more soft lead, and H means hard. Okay, but once you have that, your real task is to create one of these, which you're going to get one of these value scale finders. And this is the way artists create form. For example, they make a square look like a cube. A lot of what they do is they add different values. So we need to learn to create our own values. So if you're only going to have probably one pencil set and one value chart per table because we need to share. But you are going to decide what pencil you want to use to create a value 1, which is our darkest value on this chart. And then you are going to create as dark as you can your value 1. So you're going to fill in a whole part of the square that's labeled 1, and you're going to make it black. So you're going to have to probably use a 6B, and you're going to have to press really hard, okay? Now you will notice that when you look at this value chart, you can't see what I'm doing. When you look at this value chart, you can tell the difference between each square. Each square looks different from the last, so it progressively gets lighter and lighter and lighter. So you might then decide for your value 9, so that was your value 1, your darkest one you're going to have. Maybe for your value, for your value 2, then you're going to do it just a little bit lighter than it was before. Not too light, but you're going to need to be able to tell the difference from your value 1 and your value 2. So maybe your first 2 might look something like this. Okay, so you've got your darkest, the darkest you could get it without hurting your pencil as your value 1, and probably, this is probably even still a little bit too light. That could be your value 2. You're going to try to match it to this value scale here. Try to get it as black as you can and to match these value charts. Once you're done with that, you will have finished the video for pencil intro, and you will have a general idea what kinds of lines and marks these pencils make, and plus you'll have an understanding of value. So when you're done with that, the last thing that you can do is just to do some experiments. I want you to take your blending stick, and I just want you to experiment with it. Maybe on a part of your paper that you haven't used. Use your pencil to create like a little mark, and then see what happens when you rub your blending stick over it. Okay? The other thing you can experiment with is this eraser shield. If you put this down and you, if you make a mark first, and then you put your eraser shield down, and you take an eraser and you erase over it, it will give you the marks that you erased over it. So I erased over the circle, so it gives me those eraser marks. So I want you to have at least 2 or 3 just experiments, just where you just kind of play around, not doing what I ask you to do. And then you'll be done with that. So we have the definition of value. We have all the pencils labeled. You need to make the marks by all the pencils. Then make your value chart, and then do your experiments. Then I will check, you can check off for pencils intro, and you'll be able to go to the next level, or you can go to an intro of another studio.